Williamston, Barb Sosnowski, and I have been meeting monthly for 20-some years as this congregation's Religious Education Committee. And our ministers and board liaisons would join us as they were able. Barb has been our volunteer director of education, and she starts each RE meeting with an appropriate chalice lighting. A number of years ago, she started our meeting with a quote by Pam Brown. And I tried to find the source of this, and I think she's an Australian poet. I showed you the world through my eyes. Now you show it to me through your eyes, and so we learn. For me, these words sum up a special kind of education. That is an education where we share ourselves, our stories, and even our spirits with each other. I was the kid who never outgrew the 3-year-olds but why phase. It pretty much doesn't matter the topic. How does yeast make bread rise? How did humans develop the concept of written communication? What the heck is quantum physics? I will be curious about almost anything. And I suspect that is true about many, many UUs, both in this room and elsewhere. I believe that the drive of curiosity is one of the uniting forces that draws many Unitarian Universalists to be Unitarian Universalists. I was fortunate to be raised in the UU faith, first in a Unitarian fellowship in New York, and later at Northwest UU just down the road. UU religious education is great for a but why kid. In my RE classes, my groups were not only allowed to ask questions about all sorts of topics, especially of courting religions and morality, but encouraged to consider the consequences of my own actions. Step back with me to the early 1970s. My junior high youth group was making bumper stickers as a fundraiser. We had several statements we were thinking of using, some better than others. One we were really enthusiastic about compared Richard Nixon to Adolf Hitler. Our youth group advisor didn't tell us that was not a good idea. Instead, he invited into our next meeting a member of our congregation who had been a youth in Germany during the Nazi years. She explained to us how to her, that bumper sticker would trivialize the evil that she and Europe had lived through. Her message helped sober up our adolescent brains, and we picked some other bumper stickers. And maybe it helped us start looking at how even seemingly trivial actions can have unforeseen consequences. As a RE teacher of many years, I can tell you it's an activity for continuing one's own spiritual growth. Even lessons I've taught before, as I approach them, I dig a little deeper and I learn a little more. That's not only good for me, it helps keep the lessons fresh for our children and youth as well. I also appreciate the chance to introduce our UU values to our youth and children. As we study the 6 values that surround love, those values of equity, generosity, justice, interdependence, transformation, and pluralism, I help them reflect on their own lives, our society, and our current world circumstances, to look for ways these values are being lived and ways they're not being lived, and to ask ourselves the consequences of this, and even where can we help. Our RE program is on a 3-year cycle based upon offering our children exposure to the many religions and spiritual practices that are found in our world. We believe we all have a great deal to learn from these various practices, and in learning about them, our children have a strong foundation for connecting with and showing respect for the cultures of the peoples of our planet. However, no matter what we are studying, there is always a part of our year that focuses on our UU beliefs. This year, I have had the privilege of teaching once a month and focusing on the values that are clustered around our central value of love. A few months ago, the lesson was on the UU value of justice. I focused on the Bill of Rights, teaching, among other points, that the U.S. Constitution is the ultimate law of the land, and that these rights belong to any person within our boundaries, no matter their citizenship or their immigration status. Another essential point that I focused on was freedom of speech and its importance in being able to hold peaceful demonstrations and marches. Each child made a sign on an issue that they chose that was important to them, and then during social hour, some of you participated in their education by sharing what it had been like for you to be part of these activities. Thank you for that. This brings me to a very important point. As part of this congregation, you are all important teachers to our children. As you demonstrate your commitment to UU principles by participating in respectful dialogue during the social hour, by helping our community, as you wash dishes, as you help in the days when we clean up the yard and clean up in here, by demonstrating and marching for social causes. These are all direct expressions of who we are as UUs as we act in the world. Another important point, as part of this congregation, we all are important teachers to each other as well. We can expand each other's knowledge of the world as we share our separate experiences during social hour and other beacon activities. For example, did you know we have a congregant who was once a professional wrestler? How about someone who once worked for Entertainment Tonight? Or someone who, while carrying out his duties as a police officer, rode the hood of a car and walked away from it under their own power? Or who, as an EMT in the 70s, delivered a baby by flashlight in a cabin that was out power or heat during a snowstorm that had laid down 2 feet of snow. Just very grateful it was the third baby of this mother, because she knew a heck of a lot more was going on than I did. We have congregants who practice now or who have previously practiced many different spiritual paths, including Buddhism, Baha'i, Judaism, Christianity, one of many of the nature-based faiths, Wiccan, Unitarian Universalism, and humanism. We have a rich garden of spiritual expression that we all bring to our Beacon community. We all have stories both to share and to be listened to. These stories will not only help us know each other better, but broaden our understanding of our world. We're not only teachers to our children and youth, we are teachers to each other. Please join me as I seek to be more generous with both my stories and listening to your stories. I will show you the world, how it looks through my eyes, and I hope you will show me how the world looks through your eyes, and so we'll learn. Come learn with me. Now we will sing our final hymn, number 346. Come sing a song with me. Number 346.